Namaskaram and a very good morning. So, with a couple of days to go before the final inter exams, we are having a conversation with our super students. We have Deekshita here, who is preparing her for her inter board groups. And we also have Manju Dintiala, who is preparing for her final board groups, and Mitra Manikandan from Chennai, who is preparing for CA final first group. So, this is a point where students go ahead and make or break their attempt, because more than what has happened in the last 3 months, this next couple of weeks, especially during the exam time, how you maintain your composure and how you build your ability to summarize whatever you learned into the exam paper makes the biggest difference. This has the highest deadline. So right now let's understand their state of mind, and let's also decide what steps should be taken in a real competition. So let's begin with Deekshita. So Deekshita, probably you're here a couple of months ago, 3 months, right? February, March, and April. This is the third month. Now, in this 3 months, what is the biggest change in your preparation?
Okay, there's just not one change, there are many changes. So getting it down to that biggest change is a bit difficult. But one thing I would say, the certainty in my preparation, somehow your certainty in your preparation and your sense of completion is very different. And your consistency, like even when I used to study, I used to not be consistent. For a course like this, you need to be consistent every day. So I feel the consistency in my preparation and the qualitative preparation I think has increased. So that is what I would say is the biggest change I have this time.
So with 2 days before the exam, how confident are you about cracking the exam?
I'm feeling very tensed, but also on the same note, reasonably confident that I can do it. Those 3 hours is what matters, and I have to be at my utmost best. So that's what I'm scared of. That 3 hours I have to put in all that I've done in these 3 months. So that is what I'm trying to get there.
Perfect. So for her, the biggest problem was at some point of time the syllabus was not completed, and also the preparation process in terms of how you complete the syllabus, how frequently you revise, and how frequently you practice was a bit misaligned. So after coming here, we ensured that when something is being covered, it's immediately revised, and the best part is testing. So continuously, you would have wrote 25 plus exams altogether?
Yes.
Yeah, so easily 25 plus full length exams, mostly ICAI papers. Once you've covered that, you have simulated the experience of what is going to happen. So that way, she has done a fabulous job, and the best part is when something is given to her, she is very good at implementing what is being said. So that way, yes, she has fabulous chances to go ahead and crack the exams this year. And overall, one of her advantages, her answers are quite close to the suggested answers. Like when she presents something, she has built an ability to replicate it because of repeated practice plus referring to the solutions. They come closer to the solution. So you only have to process the question. One thing which I'm slightly apprehensive is, you look at the question, understand the question clearly in terms of completeness. Read the entire question. Sometimes you're missing part of the question, and sometimes you're missing the relevance of the question. Like let's say there is a difference between components and advantages. So when you see a keyword, you have to break it down whether it's components or advantages. So if you can fix these two things, you'll expect very good score. So that's about Deekshita. Now moving on to Manju. Manju, I think you are the latest one to join the club. It's been, when did you come here? Probably a couple of months?
March.
Yeah, somewhere around, it's close to 7-8 weeks. Now for her, yes, it's too short a time to adapt, because 3 months, the first month, especially the advantage that Deekshita had was, the first month was adoption. Like 2 to 3 weeks will take it to get adjusted to the new ecosystem, especially the food, the sleeping pattern, and also working with other students and everything. With Manju, she has to quickly adapt, but she was able to pull it off. Especially the last 2-3 weeks has been extremely productive. So for her, the biggest change I saw is again in terms of presentation. See, the point is, the reason why we are having this video is, you need to understand what is the ultimate outcome. More than how much you accumulate in your brain, how much you are pulling out of your brain, how much is it coming onto the paper. With both of them, more than the syllabus completion, the ratio between what they covered and what they are able to present is very good for both of them. Almost 80% they are able to replicate whatever they studied. For other students, less than 40-50%. They know so much, but they can only produce so little. So this is from my end, Manju. So from your perspective, after coming here, what are the 3 things which are included in preparation?
like Deekshita said, there's consistency. Absolutely, every day is, there might be some abnormal or some day, but most of the days our day looks alike. Our preparation is already planned. Our day is scheduled in a way that we have to meet those targets and everything. And there's a sense of accountability with mentors involved. Every day, without a sense of accountability, I think you're just lost, and the preparation is all over the place. When you have a person to be accountable for, I think you understand what are the targets, how much have you done, and your entire preparation comes into a proper your preparation pans out good, so that you understand how much you have to do and how much you've done, and the difference you'll understand that. And thirdly, I think the amount of exams that we've written, I don't think anyone can do that, because I've written almost every MTP, every RTP, every past question paper, and based on that I was able to improve a lot, because I was constantly seeing the answer of the paper where I've gone wrong. There's immediate correction immediately after the exam. So that has improved my score, and that has given me a lot of improvement in my preparation overall.
Perfect. So how confident are you about day after tomorrow?
But I am very, very, very nervous, but yeah, I've put in my work. I think I'll put in whatever best I can from now on also, but yeah, I'm pretty confident that I've put in my work, and the result we'll have to see to it. I'm confident. It's my best attempt so far, so I think we should be good.
So in terms of preparation, this is the best attempt, so we can expect the best results also.
Yes.
The bottom line is nervous yet confident, or confident yet nervous, because of it, however. So I hope and pray that these two letters, of course we have a new logo, we don't have it yet, but these two gets added to CA Manju Dintiala. Now moving on to Mitra Manikand, an interesting story. She was supposed to go to Singapore and prepare along with her dad, and somehow she took a different turn and came down south Hyderabad. So Mitra, first of all, what made you move out of your home?
It's just getting out of your comfort zone.
Mm.
Whenever you are in your comfort zone, you feel you're prepared well. You have a feeling, but that's not the fact, and it reflects in your mark sheet. So that's the thing. You move out of it, there's so many stuff, there's so many gaps, and there's a lot of aspects which need fixation. So that happened here, and you could see that.
So that is moving out. That is a push factor. As you rightly said, feelings are not facts. It's a fabulous quotation. It's written in 7. Now, in terms of the pull factor, why HLS? Because we come with a very unconventional approach, and we kind of do things differently. It's not easy for others to understand. How were you able to realize that this is the right place, or this might?
Good place when I wrote my May 23, November 22. That time I got a mail from Sir, and he just captured the pulse of the students. Like that mail just reflected what I felt.
Okay.
So at that point of time, I joined for May 23 online, and I could see the difference, and I cleared my second group, and I got 220, which was a very good score. So that made me choose you again.
So that's the process which we established now. For online mentorship, yes, we clearly established a particular benchmark. Now offline again, because online you're still in your comfort zone. When online turns offline, there are a lot of factors which are involved, which are not easy, especially for girls and their moms. So how are you eventually able to decide and come down to a place which you have never been?
I just took the risk. I've done a lot of stuff. Nothing has happened. So why not do the last step? And I have seen something happen positively.
Right.
And I thought, let's do the last push. And
So,
I trusted you again.
It's been 3 months, slightly
Yeah.
more. Yeah. So now, what's your experience after this?
I have molded as a person also, the preparation. I enjoy the process. Okay, to be serious, my last month preparation was not this intense any time. Always it is that last month which makes or breaks that attempt. My last month will always be more relaxed and slackening. That's the month where you revise, more intensity, everything. Me, it's the other way for me. But this time I could see my intensity was high. I was doing a lot of question papers, solving, revising, having discussions. Everything, the mode was more practicality rather than books. That's the shift here.
So overall, it's met your expectations coming
Yes,
out like
yeah.
this. Now, with Mitra specifically, I'm a staunch believer of using institute material. If you see, most of 90% of material is ICAI material, except there are some really good authors. There we conveniently allow the students to choose the authors of their choice, but generally, institute books and institute sources what we use. And especially if you look at this has the entire index of the final syllabus. Now, Mitra is one student who was able to, go through the entire index and create that index mapping to a reasonable extent. So that way, we are looking forward to see that effort get reflected in her mark sheet. So this would give her a very good advantage when she goes to interviews and also when she has to build her expertise in any particular domain, because that's some insane work. So that way, yeah, she has done something which is over and above what is required to clear the exam. So overall, the reason why we choose to go with this level of intensity is we all have history and experiences, like whether it's Dikshita, Manju or Mitra, they had a very good educational journey for 12 to 15 years. Now, when there's a slight glitch, let's say there's a gap of 1-2 years, the world starts judging you very differently, and what's worse is our parents look at us differently, and most importantly, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we no longer identify ourselves with the way it was. I went through a particular slump in my career after clearing CA 21 and doing everything I wanted. Still, there's one thing which I couldn't do. My civils, when I could not find myself in the main list, that hit me very badly. Then life suddenly changed. Like I was no longer able to identify myself the way I was. Then it took a lot of time for me to come out and re-establish myself. And one favorite example which I normally give is Virat Kohli. Like a couple of years without centuries would not take anything away from him. So that's the same with all of them. So 2 years, 2 or 4 failed attempts or 5 failed attempts should not change anything. And I don't want to say it orally. I'm like, give us three months, 100 days. Give us 3 months, 100 days. We'll take you back to the original position, at least first to begin with. Now, over and above, it's up to you. There is no limit to how much you can go. But there is a point where you deviated. Like life was going like this, and you suddenly experience this now. And I want to clearly tell you that it's not because of CA, it's because of you. Please understand. Let's not disrespect CA. Let's not hold CA responsible for what has happened. It's just that CA gave you a reality strike. When you are looking at a 10% thing, when 100 people are doing something, only 10 people are clearing, it actually meant we are not yet equipped to do that. Now I got the reality strike in civils when I cleared prelims. I couldn't be part of the 0.001%. No, I'm part of the 10% club, but I couldn't go beyond the 1% club. For you, this is the reality strike. Now once you clear this, once you crack this, you'll know that you'll also be a part of the 10% club. In this process, of course, there is some level of lift and there is some level of support which is required. So that is what has happened. And I truly believe that they deserve to clear. Now, it's not that they are my students. Now, it's because of an independent perspective that put in the work. The level of work they have put in, like 12-14 hours of intensive work, not getting connected. Literally, we seize their phones also. So that way, I'll be proud if these guys become chartered accountants, and I want to welcome them to the fraternity. And Dikshita has a long way to go, so any firm would love to hire her. So officially, I wish all three of them a very positive result, and most importantly, the results should get reflected into the main exam. All the best, and we'll give you an update probably in the middle of the exams. And all the best to all of you, and special thanks to CA Bhavna for supporting them all throughout, and most importantly, recording this without the tripod. So, any last message you want to communicate to the students who might be watching this?
Don't be nervous, just you put in the effort. All the best, do well.
And you say it nervously. Mitra? Closing remarks.
All of you would have done your work by now, and I just think continue with it and revise whatever you have done. Don't take up new things and
Yes.
mentally break yourself. I'm pretty sure you're at a good place. Just go write the exam. It'll happen well. All the best.
Dikshita. Okay, she's like, wait, I'll show my caliber in the mark list, right? Okay, we'll wait for her mark sheet. And finally, to reiterate what Mitra said, don't panic, guys. Your work is done. Today, that's why we're actually creating this as a cutoff. Your work is done and dusted. Nothing more needs to be done. You just keep your mind calm and composed so that you perform well in the exam 3 hours. So don't cram your mind with unnecessary and useless things. Stop watching YouTube videos, including this. So just focus on what you have already revised. Okay, that's about it. So this is CA Himakananda signing off. And and we'll give the next update shortly. Thank you.